Semifinal number 1, best of 3, War3Station Cup. We have Pink versus Soin. And yeah, Pink. What the hell? How did Pink end up in the final 4? I can tell you, I can show you the bracket real quick. What happened yesterday? We were following the Korean part of the bracket and kind of ignored the upper part. So here on Wikipedia, it says Pink defeated Passion from France, TBCBM, and Super BT. So not the hardest, not the easiest bracket, I'd say. There's quite some names in there. Soin defeated PCG and Luna, who before defeated Remind, and later on we have Colorful versus Chimiko. But now we have some in-game content with Soin going in as the big favorite. This, Remo, is the first time ever Soin versus Pink.
Oh my goodness. It's pretty exciting, Neo. What are we gonna have here? Orc versus Undead. We saw this recently. I can specifically remember European games and also from Focus with a lot of Farseer involved, but not here this time. It's gonna be a Blade Master for Soin. And yeah, of course, Soin is going into this as the big favorite. Pink on his way to the top 4, as you said, not the hardest grid. I guess we can take note of his win against TBC. TBC, if we had to point towards someone who is the next best Undead after 1-0 and WFZ in China, I think many people, including myself, would have said TBC. But Pink now making a name for himself. Perhaps he's the new Mango, Neo. What do you think?
No one can even be compared with the genius that is Mango. So far, yeah, we'll see. Maybe he has some interesting ideas. Maybe he just plays standard. I don't know too much about Pink. I think we saw him in some WGL qualifiers, like the open bracket, round of 16 maybe.
Yeah.
But no big tournaments runs yet. It's like the biggest exposure he ever had.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's in the money as well with a top 4 placement, which is pretty nice. But yeah, beating Soin will be quite tough. Soin, in my opinion, has been looking pretty strong in the beginning of this year here so far. It seems to me like in this matchup he has been becoming better and better. In the past, it used to be like mass raiders, run by lame speed scroll stuff, which just really doesn't work if you keep on playing it over and over, especially against the best. He has been moving more towards standard play, tier 3, triple hero, fight in the late game and go for a tiny great hall, and you know, the standard jazz. And with that, I think has been looking pretty damn good. In fact, I've been seeing him winning plenty of games against Happy, among others.
Wow.
On ladder, of course. And ladder's only ladder, but still, even getting a ladder win off of Happy isn't too easy. So yeah, I see Soin coming into this as the big favorite. Early game here so far, we haven't had any encounters yet. Both heroes creeping up to level 2. And normally, I'm always a big fan of creeping the Blade Master as heavily as possible to get level 3 quickly. But with the 1 burrow tech, especially on this map, it's not that easy to run away with experience too much.
Fixing the bracket command real quick. Give me a second.
Blade Master gets a bit more experience here, a bit more stats as well with the claws and circlet. That's a good start.
There we go. Sorry about the delay. Yeah, you were talking about Soin and its Mass Raider style. Is it a little comparable to, let's say, Sock, who, when he had his first big runs in the scene, we called him King Cancer because of his playstyle, as Soin was kind of the same, not taking the direct fights, but rather win through building kills and, let's call it, lame. And now both of them are playing fantastic Warcraft. It just took them some time.
Yeah. Certainly, there's a comparable spot there. Dude, this creep up by Pink, I was focused on it here for the last couple of seconds. Pretty cool. Like, he went for the first 2 outside the main for level 2 and then sent the skeletons to the green camp on the left. The DK and the Fiends go south. And that should have been level 3. He made a little mistake at the top left green camp. That's pretty cool, man. I'm gonna have to remember that. So, after you take the second camp, the green outside your main, send the skeletons to the next green in the corner, and then the DK can move with a Fiend to the other green in the middle.
High IQ.
I've never seen that before. Did he come up with that himself?
I don't know.
As you can see, the
like,
DK is going over into the corner, and Because he missed micro, this little kobold survived. But normally he's supposed to be level 3. Boom! And that's super fast.
Yeah, I was paying attention to the 6 skeletons making their way over. Heavy usage of Rod of Necromancy in the early. I have not seen this before on CH.
Yeah, this is like really well thought out. I have not seen this by anybody. I don't know if the credit goes to Pink, but in any case, looking pretty good. Followed up by standard play, we have Lich tier 3 Slaughterhouse on the undead side of things, and Soin with tier 3 Bestiary Shadowhunter. This is the absolute standard.
I like that he sent out the skeleton to see if Soin is immediately going for the middle. He saw that the Shadowhunter is here, and that's exactly what he does. So Pink is moving into a direction where he can maybe punish this, but the rest of the army is stuck with the undead. Lich joins, Coil kills the Grunt, and wait a minute, decent block as well. Okay, can't get the kill. But yeah, the Shadowhunter is going for the Ogre-Lord, pushes him back into his base, and Pink knows.
Yeah, this is a pretty known play nowadays. It is certainly a bit of AI abuse, but it's not, in my opinion, super broken because this takes a long ass time. And the undead can even be aggressive against that if he wants. Most notable case of that recently was Lin versus Happy, where Happy came in with the Creepjack, killed off the Shadowhunter, and kind of won the game with that.
Did you see the picture someone made, like how close the Shadowhunter projectile was? Nice hex, Lich though. I'm not getting it. Endurance aura, decent to have right now. Like that was 1.00.1 seconds. Oh no, Shadowhunter is surrounded with skeletons and the buildings, and he dies right away. Oh no, potion. Sorry, a little too early.
Okay, but it cost him another potion, it cost him so much uptime. He could have lost the last hit right there if Pink was just a little bit faster.
There's also coils.
Bodo is going to be falling, and this is what I'm talking about. If you're aggressive against this play, it's not at all a free cap to go for, and this Shadow will be dying now. One more coil will do the job. There's no getting out of this anymore. And Soin, oh my goodness, what's happening?
Well, Pink play circles around him. Do you see, like, how clutch was this coil saving the fiend? But coil should be on cooldown now. Oh, no, he has the perfect timing to save the Lich as well. Is he stuck? Looks like he's stuck, so it's a second hero trade. But man, did that cost a lot of time. 2 crits in a row and the life of the Lich. But Lich got a big experience towards level 2. So is the DK for level 3.5. This mid game, Soin did not plan it that way. Pink continues to play impressively.
Yeah, this is honestly really good for Pink. He can go for a third hero, creep level 2 for the Lich, get the orb, and he's fight ready. And what I always keep on harping about in this matchup, Orc is very strong in this matchup, and very late game, if he gets the levels, favored, in my opinion. But he needs the levels. He needs level 3 Shadow. He needs level 2 TC. Level 4 Blade, also something you really want. And yeah, this whole creep game for the Orc now so tremendously slowed down. Everything's so tremendously slowed down.
Oh, Pink
Big
slipping
Master in the main. Finds the statue, that's pretty nice.
Slipping a
Pink
little
not
with
moving it
the...
at all, it's just standing there.
From
Pretty
certainly TC not even on the way, despite tier 3. So he occupied the altar with the Shadowhunter. Now the TC is late, and creeping is the biggest issue. Fine, nice little steal, preventing level 2. Picks up the tome as well. Blade Master with that little move should be fan or Twitch chat favorite. Headhunter Berserker upgrade done. Still no reinforced defenses. 3 burrows here all lined up at the War Mill. Queuing a Headhunter attack upgrade before reinforced defenses. A little risky, maybe. Dark Ranger third. Close to a Creepjack, but no. Focuses on more creeping for that level 2 Lich.
The CC is going to be so freaking late. On this map, though, we have quite a few creep camps to go around, so levels may still be acquirable. 2 armies getting close to each other, but Soin definitely can't fight here.
Without level 2 heal wave, against Silence, against Nova. Oh, the heal wave even too late to save this Grunt. Soin trailing 42 supply only. Might try to cut some reinforcements with the Blade Master positioning. Level 4 on the DK. It is Dark Ritual. Death Pact. whatever.
Blade Master looking to get the big steal here of the Red Drake, but no more mana. And Pink will claim it. Robo the Magi for the Lich. Very nice. Inventory starting to look extremely good there. Shadowhunter finally gets his level 3 and the big mana potion. Item drops are outstanding for So in this game. It's a shame that the early game went so poorly. But it's not over yet. Heroes are coming out, triple hero will come online, and with a few well-placed crits and stomps, everything's still doable.
Do you think he delayed the TC on purpose because he has the Ancient Django and needed some time for the Shadowhunter to reach level 3, so he prioritized the second hero and healing over the Stomp as he had the Aura already?
I think he just wanted to get more Berserkers out quickly. You can just keep the TC away from the creep camp. But anyways, we have the next big fight coming in. Kodo gets off a Devourer. I think Pink is getting a little over-ambitious. Where are the Banshees in this fight? There's only Destroyers up in the air, and against Berserkers, they don't do too well. That Destroyer falls, and uh-oh, Pink, I'm getting worried for him here. As so often with novice players, once they get ahead, they sometimes overestimate their lead, and this is seemingly exactly what's happening here. More and more Fiends are dying. Blade Master is level 4 now, but also Frost Armor starting to kick in. This is really keeping Pink in this fight. Good kiting as well. Statues still alive. Blade Master not going for the statues first. Perhaps a mistake there. Coil misses. Just barely. Curse is severely missing though in this fight, especially with the backup of the shop still here. Soin should be able to clean this up. We have Pink down to 35 supply against 41 for Soin. Aiming for the Dark Ranger now. One coil comes in. That is the last one though. No more healing now. Lich in trouble. Has to go for the invul. Pink wants to find more kills. There is dust to reveal the Fiend, and this turns out to be a great trade for Soin. And just like that, he's back in a firm position in this game.
It's the Korean smashing the fight, as he said. Pink may be a little over-ambitious. Without a level 3 Lich, he's still far away. Maybe with an inventory like this, you should aim for super late game. But against the TC, it's always a hard call to make. But he's kind of far away from level 3, just got fed to 1.7 or something. Banshee transition now, a little late. So if that was his game plan, that could have been added a little earlier, I guess. 2 Destroyers down, 10 supply lost, down to 40 supply. And now no TP, no invul.
This was honestly a very bad attack. Like, fighting into the Orc in his base, thanks to the shop, is always dangerous. You should only ever do that if you have a massive lead. He had a decent lead, but he didn't have the late game tech transition. If he does this attack with 2-3 Banshees, maybe he can win there. Yeah, maybe he can. But without Banshees, he can't. So he should have stayed out on the map, should have contested more of the creep, should have waited for the Banshee tech to come in, and then, with the Banshees, force a fight or contest the rest of the camps. That is one of those mistakes, yeah, that only time can teach you. And him being a somewhat newer player there fell into that trap, feeling too far ahead, which is a shame. He was looking absolutely magnificent in this game. And now the advantage is the other way. Now the advantage is with the Orc.
He gets rid of a little bit of mining time with the skeleton attack, more headhunters, and another clash at the red spot coming in. Maybe he's fighting uphill? No, he storms that hill. TC coming in. Nice silence on 2 heroes, but not on the Shadowhunter here. Nova into the back line, getting quite some kills done with that level 2 AoE spell. But the TC is so powerful and just little spears raining onto these spiders. Man, they are trading quite some kills on that piercing damage units, but in the end, it should be the Orc prevailing as still no Banshee in this fight.
Yeah, the Banshees are severely lacking. This is just too much DPS at this point. Blade Master looking for the next kill. If he gets the Dark Ranger, he's going to be satisfied. Also, the statues, not too bad to grab. Soin isn't fighting even perfectly. Normally, you should always aim for the statues first with the blade, but perfect execution isn't really required anymore in this game, as it seems, with such a big lead that the Korean has. Gets a few more purges, gets a few more kills, gets further ahead in experience, and is getting ready to either win this game outright or soon go for a tiny Great Hall. Only thing Soin now has to take care of is he doesn't lose his heroes, which he's not doing so far.
Yeah, there's no mana anymore. 1 coil, but no Nova. Hard to kill heroes. And there is a shop, there's a burrow. Expansion will be coming soon. Trying to get rid of this Kodo Beast to finally free this one spider, but not happening. No regen as well, as Soin did kill the statues eventually. Took him some time, but he got it there. Soin also never breaking upkeep, so his echo is quite right. Level 4.6 Blade Master. All he needs is a level 3 TC and a second base for more income. And we get some more income as well. Thank you, Paperson, for the 8-month resub. Back to Warcraft, the saviors in Corona times.
We do what we can. We're serving a nation, I almost said. It's not exactly
the world, a planet.
The world, a community. So the Tiny Great Hall comes up. Typical Orc late game. You have a sizable lead. Tiny Great Hall, boom. And there is your win condition. One of the bigger advantages for Orc late game. As we can see, Soin has completely transitioned away from melee into ranged units. All piercing damage along with the hero, so destroyers really aren't the best idea anymore. Ideally, you want to throw in a couple of walkers as well. And in fact, we see the Torrent Totem coming up now. It's going to be a while before the transition really kicks in. But the income certainly is ready already. Soin is slowing down the undead approach a little bit. Takes out one Banshee even. Sloppy little mistake there. Losing that Banshee, that single Banshee, makes a big difference, actually. This single Banshee would have been able to throw out 5 curses, which equates to so much damage mitigation. Yeah, that's a smart move there.
You can see it's a pretty all-in as he pulls ghouls as well into this attack, but there's a burrow. He can save the peons, can't slow down. There's even time for him to go for double invul at the shop. At one point, someone has to engage, but he broke upkeep. Has a nice 10 supply lead. Hero levels are good. But still no level 3 TC. So if Soin feels too comfortable this time, Pink might get back, but it's so hard to do. First ghoul down, second ghoul down. Man, this Blade Master is just tearing through this army.
Yeah, at this stage in the game, supply numbers do matter a lot. Well, I guess they always do. Kodo gets in, Speed Scroll gets out, almost. Even if it doesn't, though, Blade Master is slicing and dicing along with the Berserkers. Ideally, in a fight like this, you want to be cursing everything, but the Banshee numbers just aren't here yet. And level 3 TC, I think that's pretty much the end. Storm could be lined up perfectly here. With the 38 supply only, Pink doesn't have a chance in this game anymore. One more crit would do it. Heroes are still alive, but perhaps not for too much longer. GG is called, and Soin takes the 1 out.
In the end, it looked very one-sided, but all comes down to this one mistake to push too early. Apart from that, great early game for Pink. He's not without chances here. Maybe nerves come into play, maybe inexperience comes into play. But maybe for game 2, he feels a little more comfortable.
Yeah. I hope he can shut down those late game mistakes, but I'm also a little bit worried. Like, this is, on the pro level, the best early game you can expect. Like, normally you can't get further ahead than that against good orcs. And the fact that he squandered this kind of early game worries me a little, but it's definitely learning experience. Like, those are the kinds of losses that normally you learn from really well. You realize, man, I was in such a good position. Why did I push? Why did I make that mistake? And then you can reevaluate for the future.
You shouldn't worry too much about it. Semifinal is already a great accomplishment. Even if he's losing here, there's also the game for third. There's prize money for all 4 participants of today. Brown bad color. Yeah, it's already a good accomplishment. Soin, of course, is expected to be in the final, where he could meet Chimiko, and that is a matchup that we could possibly see on Saturday, as well as we have the Back to Warcraft Korean Invitational. You donated so much on Liquipedia, on Matcherino, of course, and we finally have a date, and we have our 4 players. It's Focus, Lawlight, Chimiko, and Soin fighting for $1,000 on Saturday morning. So a tiny glimpse of that maybe here today.
Olympic Zeus. Thank you for the 9 months. I love Warcraft 3. I think we all do. That's why we're all gathered here today for the top 4. Soin making good strides here to move to the grand final. Match point now for him. First place, after all, is almost $300. Almost $150 for second. Third and fourth also get a bit of the prize purse. We're going to have a third place match as well after the 2 semis to determine the bronze medalist.
Yeah, the first two editions, like there was a repeating winner, wasn't there? Focus? What's up?
You just said who? That sounded cute.
Thanks. So Blade won the first one against 15 Sway. Focus won the second one against 15 Sway. This time, the young 18-year-old Night Elf human undead player nowhere to be seen. But therefore, we have another talent. So this is like a Rising Star Cup-esque format in China. And now we go into map 2. With my mouse cursor being trapped and a little join bug, perhaps?
Was there a new NetEase patch, by the way? It seems like we have fewer join bugs.
People said it, but I didn't see it. I started the program and then went AFK, so possibly. There we go. Oh.
Seems to be working rather well so far. Hopefully we're not jinxing it. Dude, what is up with PCG naming himself Mouse Enter, by the way?
That's PCG?
Yeah, that's PCG. Does anybody know what that is all about?
I didn't know. That's quite funny.
Yeah, I don't get it. Is there like some history?
We have to send Wong from Gonlan Harbor to investigate.
Yeah, Ente and Wan are on vacation right now in Bangkok. That's not a joke. They're actually there. So yeah, they're busy. They're not here.
Yeah, I'm waiting for more social media posts by them. Thank you, Carbuncle, for the 213 sub. Greetings to AU. So
I'm actually really looking forward to Wan's stream when he does the little photo slideshow. Not gonna miss that one.
So we're in Northern Isles, Soin in the upper right, Pink in the bottom left, and as Remo pointed out, he had a very interesting creep route in game 1. Let's see if he can continue. You could definitely see that his game was a lot more on point in the early game. There was very last second coils, and then 2 minutes later he missed exactly those coils. Yeah, so hopefully he can be a little more consistent in the second semifinal.
Yeah, there were a couple of really cool moves in that game by Pink, though. I must say, I'm pretty impressed. He lost in the end. But I've been there. You think, oh, I had a good early game. Now I have tier 3. Now I kill you. And then you're like, huh. Crit, dead. Okay, I guess not. Banshees are the way to go. But yeah, speaking of his good moves, that creep road, absolutely. And also that split-second Shadowhunter surround with the skeleton summoned behind him from the Ogre Lord corpse. Like, there were some really cool moves in there. I wonder, Pink, what this year holds for him. How far his talent and practice is gonna get him. Of course, in China, everyone's always only been talking, almost only been talking about 120. He's the standout player there, where we have the standout undead in Europe with Happy. But it's time for a new undead to rise in China. Perhaps not into the top 6 range, but like we have Happy and 120 in the top 6 in the tier 1, and then there's no tier 2 undeads. It's time for a tier 2 undead.
Ooh, you don't see WFZ as tier 2?
No. He's tier 3.
I don't know, it's hard to judge. I think he's definitely better than PCG and TBC, but he's also not at the level of, let's say, Vortex X-Lord, these kind of guys. So, hard to judge what tier he really is.
Yeah, I guess that's a kind of an unclear categorization as well, right? Like what's tier 1 and tier 2 differs from people to people. But I guess what I would say is like Foggy, Chimiko, Sock, Colorful, those are tier 2 players.
Yeah, okay, then WFZ is definitely not on that list. Yeah, it depends on the definition of the tier, for sure.
So both creeping to level 2 here with green into green. That much was to be expected. So in at the marketplace, there's claws in there. Hell yeah, we're gonna buy those. 125 gold. That's a steal. Speaking of steel, wait, what is the trapper doing here? The huntsman. Chasing a skeleton, I guess. Speaking of stealing, Soin going for the Ogre Magi snipe. Pink is trying to anticipate and stop this. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Coil last hit, doesn't quite get it. Windwalk secures the kill. Toss the speed scroll to get out, but with that the grunt might be safe. Maybe not. DK is chasing. That's always the nice thing with these greedy creep routes early on for Orc. You always have a speed scroll to get out. But the grunt was so hurt that, yeah, in fact, the DK is gonna run him down.
Can he block with the grunt? So a nice sidestep, creating some distance between him and the DK. He's kind of greedy and unwilling to use the coil. He's not below the threshold of 100, but here comes the Fiend shot. That's another hit with Frostborn. Wait. Okay, saves the Fiend and donates the grunt to the creep, so no experience for Pink here.
Yeah, I wonder what the better play there was. Shouldn't he have just coiled the grunt? 60 experience? That's a good amount.
I don't know what health the Fiend was. Was it really necessary to coil it?
Yeah. If he had just moved the Fiend in a more protected way, I don't think he needed the coil. He could have got for the last hit, but... Well, it's not that big of a deal. Grunt is dead anyways, and that does matter, especially for the Shadow Hunter creeping second. And I like this aggressive play by the Undead. This is something that I think more Undeads, like Happy, should adopt, with trying to slow down the Blade Master, trying to slow down level 3, so that the level 2 Windwalk cannot create all this space in the mid-game.
Working kind of nicely. Tier 3 on the way. Beastery, Shadowhunter, Warmel. Normal build by Soin. No experience. No Fortitude-esque Witch Doctor plays. Like we've seen in another edition of... Wait, was it this cup? It was some War3Station organized cup for sure.
Oh yeah, it was Fly, right?
It was Fortitude, Colorful... and PCG. In the top 3.
That's pretty crazy, man. That was fun. What?
Kind of fun, kind of... Nah.
Yeah, it was a little clowny. Oh, the Blade Master got the last hit just with the casual right click. That's really annoying. I know that feeling.
It's like... Yeah, he's slowing down the DK, the Blade Master, but also the DK. Not the greatest... experience at the greatest level. After 6 minutes, now he has to share with the Lich. While the Shadowhunter is creeping solo, finding a crystal ball. Nice to reveal against Fiends. Thank you, Dodi-Sein-Name, for the 2-month resub. You're doing an awesome job. Thank you for that. And stay healthy. Thank you. Also, Hugby for the 4-month resub.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm healthy now. Neo and I, we briefly talked about this like yesterday. I had quite the serious cough like a week ago. Maybe that actually was Corona. I don't know, but yeah, still trying to stay safe. Ring +4 for the DK, getting closer to 3. The middle so far untouched. This is the problem when you lose the grunt and the speed scroll. Normally, whenever you feel like the Undead is going to be busy for a little while, you want to snipe that merchant away. In case of Creepjack, you have the speed scroll, but since that one was used earlier and the grunt was lost, this option wasn't really open to Soin. But the option for base harass was Blade Master is in the main, annoying against the Acolytes, perhaps even gets Ziggurat cancel. He saw this with the Crystal Ball reveal that there was absolutely no wall off. And
pretty big. That would deny the third hero, and it does. This takes quite some time, delays Pink's game even further. He has to go for this Acolyte. He was at 35. Wait. No, right.
Oh, the Liquid Fire Bad Rider's coming in.
Oh no. Oh, Soin. Do we have Liquid Fire ready? Not yet. So he's. I think he's waiting for the second Bad.
Oh, it's gonna take forever though. If he waits for the second Bad and for Liquid Fire.
Yeah. Okay, just a little bit of annoying harass. Trying to open the base for him and the TC that's to come to get...
Yep.
The marketplace, maybe.
With this build, you don't play Raiders. And I still don't know how I feel about that. It's so hard to kill statues, especially when you don't have Raiders. You can hope for the Purge proc, but what if you don't get it?
Ah, come on. You always get it. It's a Orb of Lightning Purge proc. It happens all the time. It feels like there's more purge procs than non-purge procs, to me at least.
Yeah, I know. We're undead. It feels that way, but
Yeah,
it's not the case. If the undead is aware of this option, or of this fact that there's no raiders, the undead may go for pre-casting frost armor on the statues before you engage into the fight. That would be a smart play. But,
Dude, that
we'll
blade,
see if we get there.
that blade found a claw +9 is at +29 right now.
Yeah.
TC is coming.
Marketplace.
Oh, what do we have?
No claws. unfortunately.
Slippers though.
Sleepers? I hope he keeps the talisman. That one actually helps him a lot. Ooh, Wand of the Wind.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's pretty good. And a big mana on the Shadow Hunter. Plus the TC is coming with the Lightning Orb now.
Dude, is it just me, or are all Shadow Hunters always getting big manas recently?
I have the feeling that Happy always gets the big mana. Or he gets complete shit. Like there's nothing in between. Bad Rider's still annoying. I think this Bad Rider is nice to see if there's a Banshee transition happening or not, so you can immediately react and go for walkers.
Yeah. And I guess it's pretty cheap, right? How much is a Bad Rider? Must be like 150 at most.
Yeah, it's good scouting. It's like a human gyrocopter.
Yeah.
Lots of haste as well.
Oh my god, this blade. He could be falling into the strongman syndrome, though. Too many items, no invuls.
But is the nuke really that? Okay, level 2 Coil Nova.
Ooh, and Pink is again pushing into the main without Banshees.
And this time there's even reinforced defenses. Okay, kills the Torrent Totem.
And this time he doesn't even have a lead in this game. Yeah, he killed one grunt in the early, but that doesn't matter at this point.
Maybe he wants to force Soin back and... Okay, he didn't prevent the red spot, really. And doesn't force a TP or speed scroll. What did he get? Oh my, the Cloak of Flames on the TC. He likes to wear that one.
Even more damage! This Diablo season was the only one that I didn't play at all in a long time. I know, Diablo's kind of like...
Waiting for Immortal. Hype, hype, hype.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Lookats, for the 713 sub. Here comes the TEC. Silence against him, but the Blade Man. Will he just not clean house? Plus 34.
No speed scroll here to engage. Where are Soin speed scrolls? I'm very surprised. I know he lost one in the early, but didn't he buy new ones? That's kind of weird.
He didn't stomp this far. There we go. And the Blade. 138 critical strike on... Is it level 1? Yeah. Not too bad. Invo potion now, so he's trying to nuke. 3 more seconds. And then he can try it again, but there's no mana on the Lich anymore.
Skeletons are starting to come up here. And so he needs to be careful with the heroes. No involves anymore. Didn't remake a shop. Slight mistake. Should have done that in the meantime. And now he's getting chased. And of course Berserker, when they're on the run, or pretty much always, they're always easy kills, especially with Nova coming in. Lich has another Nova really soon. Soin, perhaps another invul, and then it's time to engage. Shadowhunter is quickly running out of mana though. And this push that really shouldn't have worked that well is turning out to work kind of well.
Heal scroll now. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Wand of the Wind finally could have used
he
it
didn't
earlier.
even use the wand yet, that's right.
Yeah, also the TC has a lot of mana. Oh, whoa! Okay, bye-bye. And he can save that Lich. There's another
the shadow's
bit.
almost surrounded.
There's also a potion. Like, he can save his heroes. And heroes seem to be just enough for the rest of this army. Oh, not if there's Hex and Wand of the Wind, though. Oh, the slow on the Frost Armor. And the coil arrives in time just as the Wand of the Wind was over. Damn, that was a pretty good push.
Yeah, certainly aided by Soin's mistakes. No wand, few stomps, no speed scroll.
It feels a little lazy.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty damn sloppy. And Soin now not looking in a grand position at all. Big supply deficit for him. But hero levels aren't bad. 442.
Yeah, man.
Game's not over.
Crit level 2. The level 1 crit in the fight was 138. We have a max damage of 85. That times 3. That's your crit on level 2.
A player's forces are under attack.
Remo's still trying to do the math. It will take some time. He has to write the numbers down and then do this equation. We have level 4 on the DK, so he's a little more safe. Level 3 for the Dark Ranger for better skeletons. Is there a level up coming? No. The TC level is the liability for Soin for sure. Oh, he's getting jacked.
Could hurt. So, how do you still not have a speed scroll? Are you kidding me? He bought one speed scroll this game. It's the best item in the game. I'm sorry, I'm raising my voice here, but I'm
a little overconfident.
A little disappointed here. This is way worse than Soin is capable of playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the world championship right here. Maybe he felt a little overconfident. It's getting late. Maybe he's a little tired. After the fight in game 1, he thought, okay, it's going to be a walk in the park. Doesn't matter what I do. But Pink is still fighting, and he used his spells and items correctly. And that's how, not the game turned around, that's how you get an advantage in this. Punish every single mistake. Level 4 Lich, close. And that, well, the damage is going to be pretty damn good against the Berserkers. So I feel like he needs walkers, but he gave up on that transition after the Torrent Totem got cancelled.
And depending on what is done next by the Undead, though, he may have enough time to do this. Like, if an Acolyte moves out now trying to set up an expansion and Soin scouts this, he'll know that he has plenty of time still left in this game. But no, instead, we have Pink going into upkeep. Looks like he wants to force the issue with Destroyers. I've been pretty critical of Soin here so far in the second map, but one thing he's doing really well is always having dusts ready. Bought another one from the shop, has it on the TC now. One invul on the Orc side. Not quite 50 supply yet. But again, fighting with the backup of the shop. Signs on the TC right away. No speed scroll here to engage. Oh, there it is this time. Kodo gets in, doesn't get off the Devourer. Good stomp, but crits 258.
That was pretty much max roll right there.
Jesus Christ.
216 and the stomp on all the fiends. Now he's using his spells right. Still waiting for that Wand of the Wind for the clutch situation. Level 4 on that Lich. Destroyer once again taken out. Shadowhunter looks like a good target though. Here's the Wand of the Wind finally, but it's just enough with Nova. Right clicks, and that's the healer gone.
Call on cooldown though, more fiends dying. It's only the heroes almost left here. So he needs to go for a Tavern Revive. Needs to send something towards the middle. Dark Ranger! She dies! Level 5 for the Blade Master.
Let's go.
Here come the big crits.
300 crit. TC is a little bit in trouble as well. Boy, would he love to have Curse right now. Here's the Stomp. Is it so insane? Sword 296.
Dude, he was pretty lucky with the crits. Right?
It was almost average, max roll all the time.
I mean, like, the number that occurred. On average, is every 7th crit. I think he was way above that in this fight.
It was also like, what is it? 60 is min roll. That would times 3. It's like 180. And these crits were really close to 250, 290 in the end. That was big. That was big crits, even on level 2.
Yeah.
He needs Curse.
Honestly, though, if you don't play Banshees, this is the luck factor that you give to Orc.
Yeah.
But of course, when you play Banshees, there's also the possibility that he misses, or that he doesn't have misses, and he just crits anyways. But it's a lot less likely.
Oh, Perch! Of course, first hit. Boom. Dude, yeah, especially if you see this inventory, the game is begging you to go for Banshees.
Yeah.
But alright. He thought he could end the game before, but now he has level 5 and the temple is coming. So Pink is to step back a notch. Still decent chat. There's no expansion against him. Soin is pretty broke, or did you just buy it? No.
Bro. All hero levels 5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
What? Level 4 Lich?
Okay, you're putting me in a difficult spot now.
I know. I mean,
you guys know how much I love my level 4 Lich, but I would prefer the Orc heroes this game.
Well. We'll see how much the Blade Master can do once he's cursed and there is no dispel. Maybe he gets a little bit more time for higher Banshee numbers, then he can curse more of that army. Constantly long distance mining. I like that. It's not too much, but every single time, or almost every single time he does this, he gets a speed scroll. So that adds up over time. Gold-wise.
Speaking of which, doesn't have a speed scroll yet.
See? Maybe someone is doing a mistake like in the first big fight, and then... Or like... Blade Master control is good.
This is honestly, this is just a glaring error. Like, you want to buy the speed scrolls pretty much all the time. They're cheap, they're really good, but they have a long cooldown. So you want to buy them quick, so they come off cooldown, so you have multiple in the fight. Is this an orc thing? Where they don't appreciate speed scroll enough? They're like, yeah, it's an okay item. Dude, 50 gold, and for 10 seconds, everything is max move speed. That's insane.
A lot.
Did you know it's 50 gold here?
I do. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Invo potion right on time, so good shop control by Soin. He makes sure he gets these invos all the time, as heroes are the most important thing in the late game. We have a Banshee transition into Adept, and he's just waiting, camping it out in the main 2,000 gold remaining, but that is time for Soin to expand. He just gives him too much time.
What's the max damage on the Blade Master? 55 plus 35. That's 90 damage.
Correct,
right?
times 4.
Times 4. 360 damage.
Yep. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's pretty high. Yeah, when the crits go towards 300, that's when it really becomes painful. And when they're over 300, oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, for that to happen, you gotta be lucky. You gotta have a long game. You have to get a lot of experience because it requires level 5. It's not that you get this for free. Same like tanks.
No. Yeah, by no means. Again, this strat by Orc is super strong if it gets the levels. And doubly strong if it doesn't get curbed by Banshees. We do have Banshees coming in now. But it feels 2 games in a row, Pink was like, I don't need Banshees. And then he gets crit into pieces and he's like, maybe I need Banshees.
Yeah, of course a Pit Lord would have been nice as well, but so far we can't build 4 heroes. Dark Ranger, absolutely a nice thing to have against Stomp and Heal Wave as well, so no shame in going Dark Ranger. So now, the time of waiting is over. We have Adapt upgrade finished, 63 supply for Pink. If that push doesn't work, he's in the game for 3rd, and so on in the finals.
Has a decent chance here. We do have a supply lead for the Undead. And Soin is spreading out. More and more reinforcements are coming in. It's all range at this point. Nice silence to start things off. Blade Master already kind of hurt. Has to use the invul here early. 320 crits coming out early on. TC. Use the first stomp, not too effectively. Has to go for an invul as well. Lots of hero focus here. It's working out pretty well to start with for Pink. But now TC finds the connection for the big stomp. And the Blade Master comes back in for more damage. TC getting focused down next. He's gonna fall, actually. No speed scroll quick enough to get him out of trouble. Blade Master dropping low as well. He's revealed! And getting killed, I think, by a Banshee. Oh, Soin. Losing his heroes too easily.
And you said
like
this
that.
game is over. No, no, no. Pink moving forward. Huge Nova on these Headhunters. We even have an Abomination for some normal damage. And that is so many skeletons now. He needs the Blade Master back. Like ASAP. Level 5 DK. Coil is nice. Kodo gone. Fiend back.
Wow. I absolutely thought this game was over. You're right.
That
And
hero
look what a
focus
difference the Banshees make. And the hero focus.
The hero focus was so... It was a Hail Mary. It was absolutely desperate. If he's not killing the heroes, he's losing the game. Period. But he tried it. First time didn't work, but he was just preparing this second try on the TC, and then he saw, okay, this might be working. 3rd nuke, and bam. Nice silence on the Shadowhunter as well.
Yeah. I wonder if the correct play there was pop the silence with the invul, run in, and stomp everything. It's always dangerous to do that because then your invul is gone. But it may have been the better play. Oh, Blade Master at the tavern wants that invul, doesn't get it. Gets Nova instead, and might just be dying. Lich has another Nova ready.
Bye-bye.
GG.
Pink takes a map off of Soin, and this time the early game wasn't that great, but he got invited by Soin back into the game, and he seized an opportunity.
Yeah.
Despite the
Also-
craziest Blade Master.
Also, in that last fight, speed scrolls made a difference because he only had one. He didn't use it to engage. You want to have two. You want to have one to engage and then a second one to save a hero. But because he was so cheap, or I don't know, did he just forget about buying speed scrolls? To me, that game, the biggest error by Soin was not buying enough speed scrolls and using, of course, enough speed scrolls.
Ay, 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 ay. All of a sudden, the final is in jeopardy for Soin. One's a little too confident. One's not playing to the fullest. And it gets punished even by a tier 3 player like Pink. Tier 3, tier 4, whatever. Whatever your definition is. And
Wow.
Twisted Meadows.
Twisted Meadows survived the vetoing process. Okay, that's very unusual. That is the best tier 3 triple hero orc map far in the pool. Terranos is good, but this map is amazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised to see the 300 crits again.
Very interested in Pink's playstyle. His strat. Like, this is his loser's choice. This is the map he wants to play on.
No, that's so his
Twisted.
choice. He just won the game.
Yeah, right. All right. That makes a lot more sense. But in the pool, I mean, it is a bit of personal preference as well. I know lots of undeads hate playing Echoiles against Orc, which I think is an overreaction. But maybe that's my personal bias coming in there as well. Well, it certainly is my personal bias coming in there as well. Yeah, Happy, for example, vetoes Echo and Terranos against Echo and Twisted, against Orc, leaves Terranos in the pool. But Pink, a little bit different. Maybe he has a special strat. Dreadlord Fast Expo, let's do it.
All right. Grand final on the line. And with that, $140 compared to the $60 you get for the 4th place. Oh, thought for a second, like, I got a lot of black screens today. I'm making my heart jump a little.
It's good, Neo. That keeps you on the edge. Keeps you
Dude,
alive.
I drank so much coffee today. I'm a little over caffeined. It's a little. I'm struggling a little bit right now.
Is your hand shaking?
Yes.
How was your sleep tonight?
Really bad. 2nd day in a row. Can you teach me how to pronounce quarantine? I'm struggling so hard with that word.
I think it's quarantine.
Quarantine.
Yeah, I think so.
Quarantine squad. Yeah, Jenny. That's how we roll. I like that you give a lot of shout outs these days on Twitter. We should shout out a lot more. Dude, Pink is 17?
What a talent.
Not bad.
You know where the word quarantine comes from, by the way? I saw this sometime on TV, I think, a while ago. It comes from the post-medieval time, I think, from Venice. Because in Venice, the trade ships used to be forced to stay in the harbor for 4 weeks, which is 40, or 14 weeks? It's one of the two. But anyways, because of that, the number they had to be there, either 4 or 14 weeks or days. You see my knowledge on that is 100% rock solid.
It's like you prepared a whole presentation about this. Show me the slides.
Had to stay in the harbor for a while. And it's either 4 or 14 or something like that.
Okay.
That's why it's quarantena.
Not bad, Remo. Maybe
40 days. Fuck. I was close, though. I was close.
At least you know the basic, you know? And then we can expand from there with the collective help of our chat.
Yeah. Dude, that's always like how I remember things. Like I have some kind of picture in my head.
There was something.
And the details are missing.
But that's what we have the chat for. It's like they help us out. We complete each other.
Big true. Top left spawn for Soin, that's the dream. That is the easy rock golem creep. But at least pink gets the close by spot to harass as well. Neo, what is the proper counterplay to this orc opening?
Just block with the acolyte.
Nice. That's the right answer.
Yeah.
Block the grunt, then he gets ensnared, and then this doesn't work. And of course the DK comes over, obviously.
Yeah. He already killed the critter, right?
Oh, he lets it happen. Acolyte is not coming in for the block.
Wants to punish it.
That's a big risk.
Oh,
Is that intentional or is this just a mistake? As you can see, the rock golem is trapped, obviously. But if you block the grunt, you can prevent this. So he's trying to steal the item. He's trying to yoink it with a DK. Yeah, that didn't work.
Nope. Okay. Belt of Giant Strength.
By Pink. I think that was just. I think he just mistimed it. I think he had. I think he thought he had more time to come in for the block, but he didn't. And that's a big deal. That's a big item. The belt is probably the worst item actually he could have found, but even if he wants to sell it, it's 200 gold. It's big experience for the blade.
Yeah, maybe also a little overconfident after winning the late game. At least he's trying and take some risks. You don't really creep anyway with the fast tech. But yeah, could have been done a little better. Good for Soin though. Decent start. Grunt is under attack, but only skeletons. What can you really do? This is the typical Twisted Meadows early game.
I like the synonym here by Chad for Belt of Giant Strength. Girdle of enormous brawn.
Girdle.
If there's like a rip-off Warcraft 3 game, you know, like the cheap
Year of Rain.
football manager games back in the day that couldn't afford the licenses and had like, instead of Michael Ballack, they had Michael Belek or something like that.
Really creative, yes.
So far, Soin is just trying to gather up experience. Pink trying to be disruptive. Disrupting the first rock golem creep didn't work out. And yeah, this early game, I don't like so much for Undead. I think this is, well, one of the issues of this map. It's just like very hard to creep anything for Undead. If you go towards the middle, in the past it used to be doable with the Null Wardens. But nowadays they purge skeletons. So it's a kind of a nightmare now. And as much as I like slowing down level 3 Blade Master, getting level 2 DK is actually not too bad.
Yeah, that's where the big rock golem comes into play. Soin didn't creep too much either, but it's just enough for crit and windwalk. Tier 2 is finishing, and so the game is fastening up a bit. Oh, almost a surround, but of course you can cut these skeletons to pieces as well and open that up once more. That's quite some experience as well for Soin here now.
Dude, I would love for Soin just go for a Naga right now. Go for a Naga and punish him like crazy for not having aura. Would be a swag play, but of course, worse in the late game. Blade Shadow TC is a pretty good combo if you get the levels. And that's the best thing about this map for Orc. There's always creep camps. There's always items to be found. There's always experience to be gained.
There is a 6th Acolyte.
Oh, he remade that. Oh, he's going for a tier. Is he going? I mean, he can't go for a tower push. He's level 1 DK. He's expanding, I guess.
In the upper right, though?
Players' forces are under attack.
Juicy, juicy. Oh my god, he's actually going for the push.
Yeah, baby. Let's tower
With a
push
level
this.
1 DK?
Yeah, I mean, in the tower push, you don't have to move so much, so you don't need an aura.
Double sacrificial skull.
Let's go, baby. Undead tower push on tier 2. Soin is a little bit busy. Gets the claws of attack once again, but Shadowhunter not level 2. He's far away, doesn't have a TP. This time he has double speed scroll, by the way. So that's quite some time for Pink. Sobi Mask, how great this item is. Okay, double skull, no reinforced defenses, tier 3 on the way. Let's see how this works.
Blade Master's level 3, dude. It's chopping time. Well, peons are starting to die, though. Kodo Beast comes out. Important to keep this one alive.
So many skeletons.
Lots of skeletons.
Yeah, many. But only one charge left. That's not the greatest. Blade Master takes care of the Ziggurat in the back. And distracts from everything else. Soin is supply stuck though for quite some time. And another Ziggurat is coming. 2 more.
Ideally, you want to have some buildings up by the time tier 3 finishes. With tier 3, of course, comes Orb. And possibly also TC.
Blade Master's just soloing the buildings for now. Nice attacks by Soin.
Oh, the grunts are bugged out. They do survive for now. Another coil used. DK really doesn't have infinite mana with this. Very important to keep the statue alive. But as there are no raiders, it's actually very hard for Soin to kill off this statue. Comes back in for the building cancel. Oh, with the belt on the ground for better healing. That was pretty cool.
Seems like the blade is just too strong. Can't get the buildings up. He's trying really desperately, but...
Yeah. Level 3 Blade Master. And now he has the orb instantly upon tier 3.
And he
Forgot about the dust this time, but we can forgive him for that. This caught him quite by surprise, this strategy, but yeah, this is a level 1 DK right here. And it's not working out. GG.
He knows. Oh man, I like that he tried a pocket strat to finish this series, but the early game just wasn't too good. Started off with the lab creep, and then... yeah, nothing really worked. A desperate attempt. One desperate attempt worked in game number 2. This one pushed towards the expansion. But not here, unfortunately. Still a great run. We will see him in the game for 3rd, where he will face either Chimiko or Colorful, as that is our next game here. Night Elf versus Human, hopefully. We have seen... no, did we see them off race? I don't think so. So it should be Colorful versus Chimiko in a Human versus Night Elf to determine Soin's opponent in the best of 5 grand final here in War3Station Cup 3. We go into a little break and then we're back with more Warcraft action. Thank you, Silani, for the 3-year resub. Wonderful human being.